There was a time in the early days of Forbes when all goods and people had to be transported by either horse, foot or bullock. Fortunately, this all changed in 1893 when the railway finally reached Forbes. However, it all took time, as bureaucracy and decision-making was a slow process. The first trial survey was made in 1878 and the second survey in 1881. The decision was then made to take the track from Orange to Forbes via Cudal and Eugowra. After many lengthy debates and some very serious lobbying, the route was changed to go to Parkes and then to Forbes. The track was then laid and the line opened with great pomp and ceremony by the Governor, Sir Robert Duff, on the 18th of December 1893. The railway station and associated goods shed became a hive of activity, employing many staff and handling large numbers of both passengers and freight. In 1918, 19,898 passengers were transported and 24,362 tonnes of goods handled. Both raised considerable revenue for the town and created other industries that supported the railway. In 1918, the line between Forbes and Stock and Bingle was opened, and this linked Forbes with the main South Line and provided an alternative route to Sydney for freight. This route avoided the mountains. It also gave Forbes one of the largest wooden viaducts in Australia, now sadly gone. The goods yard and shed also employed a large number of men and provided income to the town. Local carriers ferried goods from the railway station to businesses in the town, and this was also the time, well before bulk handling of wheat, that all wheat was bagged and transported. A back-breaking job. Harvest time was particularly busy in the goods yard. From our photos you can see the amount of wheat that was stored and transported, and even though the bags were carried to their final destination by train, they still had to be brought to the goods yard by the old methods, horses. The wheat bumpers, as they were called, were strong and hard men who were very competitive with their tallies of bags loaded. Their craft was brought to an end with bulk handling direct to the silos. Those of us who are old enough will have memories, pleasant or otherwise, of bustling Central Station and its massive indicator board. Also the Forbes Mail, which left Central in the evening and got to our town the following morning. The Forbes Mail was the main means of transport to the city, and thousands utilised the service every year. The smell and sound of steam trains still appeals to many of us and reminds us of the grand old days of rail. The railway staff were also known for their sense of humour, and they even provided a special blast on the whistle and a series of explosions from warning detonators that were placed on the tracks to celebrate couples who were heading off on their honeymoon. The rail service was discontinued in 1983 in favour of bus links to destinations, and this service still continues. Even though passenger trains no longer come and the goods yard is deserted, the station still stands resplendent. The station building is heritage listed, with great examples of ironwork and other architectural features. Our rail line is not forgotten, however, and with the coming of the Inland Rail linking Melbourne and Brisbane, the tracks will be busy once more, this time with modern multi-decked freight cars and high-powered locomotives. Trains and our railway are a very important and significant part of the history of Forbes and its future.